There are moments in history when truth does not announce itself with speeches or medals. It arrives quietly, disguised as weakness, wrapped in silence, and misunderstood by those who believe power belongs only to rank. This is one of those moments. It happened on a cold morning along the Atlantic coast inside a U.S. naval installation where discipline was law and reputation was currency. A place where voices were sharp, boots were polished, and hesitation was treated as failure. That morning, a woman walked through the main gate alone. Her name was Lieutenant Maya Carter. She wore no visible insignia, no decorations, no signs of authority. Her uniform was simple, her posture calm, her eyes steady. To most people watching, she looked like a misplaced visitor, too quiet, too small, too ordinary for a base built on intimidation and pride. Few knew that she had spent years in classified training units. Fewer still knew that she had passed evaluations most soldiers never even attempted. And no one knew that she was there on secret assignment. Waiting near the gate was Chief Warden Briggs, a man who believed fear was leadership. Tall, loud, decorated, respected at least officially. He had built his reputation by humiliating subordinates and crushing doubt with volume. In his world, authority was proven by how many people flinched when he spoke. When he saw Maya standing quietly near the restricted zone, he smirked. "Hey, you lost?" he barked. She didn't answer immediately. She checked her watch. That pause was all he needed. "Guards," Briggs snapped. "Remove her. She doesn't belong here." Two soldiers stepped forward. Around them, dozens of eyes turned. A quiet woman, an angry authority, a public stage, and a test of character no one expected. Before we continue, if you love true stories of courage, dignity, and hidden strength, make sure you subscribe now and join our growing community. You won't want to miss what happens next, because in the next few seconds, everything would change. As the guards reached for her arm, Maya moved. Not aggressively, not dramatically, precisely. Her hand rose. There was a sharp crack as her wrist rotated free. A second crack as she redirected the first guard's momentum. A third sound soft but final as the second guard found himself flat on the ground, breath knocked from his lungs. It took less than 2 seconds. No shouting, no struggle, no wasted motion, just skill. Pure, controlled, silent. The air froze. Boots stopped moving. Voices died. Even the wind seemed to hesitate. Chief Briggs stared. His mouth opened. No words came out. Standing calmly between two stunned soldiers, Maya adjusted her sleeve and looked directly at him. "Permission to proceed, sir?" she said quietly. For the first time in years, Briggs felt fear.
The courtyard fell into complete silence. No cheers, no laughter, no whispers, just disbelief. Several officers rushed forward. One reached for his radio. Another checked on the fallen guards. But no one touched Maya. They were afraid to. Briggs finally found his voice. You assaulted my men," he stammered. "You're finished. Do you know who I am?" She nodded. "Yes, Chief Warden Briggs. Service record, commendations, 3 disciplinary warnings for excessive force." His face turned pale. Before he could respond, footsteps echoed from the command building. A tall figure emerged. Captain Richard Hale, SEAL commander, decorated veteran, legend. Everyone snapped to attention. Hale walked slowly toward Maya, then stopped in front of her, saluted. "Lieutenant Carter," he said, "you're late." She returned the salute. "Traffic, sir." Gasps rippled through the crowd. Briggs staggered back. "Sir, there's been a misunderstanding." Hale raised one finger. and Briggs went silent. Lieutenant Carter, Hale continued, was sent here to evaluate base security and leadership response under pressure, unannounced, unmarked, unprotected. He turned to the watching soldiers. Today was not a drill. Then he looked directly at Briggs. You failed. Briggs's voice trembled. Sir, she was in a restricted... She was calm, respectful, non-threatening, Hale replied, and you chose intimidation over judgment. Maya finally spoke. Sir, she said gently, I didn't come to embarrass anyone. Hale nodded. You came to reveal something. He turned back to the crowd. Power is not volume. Strength is not cruelty. Leadership is not fear. The words hung heavy. Later that day, Briggs was relieved of command. No ceremony, no defense, no excuses, just consequences. Maya declined recognition. She refused interviews. She returned quietly to her unit. But the lesson stayed. And before we move on, tell us in the comments, have you ever seen arrogance exposed by quiet strength? Your story might inspire someone today. And don't forget to share this video with someone who needs this message.
In the years that followed, the story spread, not officially, not in reports, not in textbooks, in whispers. In barracks at midnight, in training halls after drills, in mess halls over cold coffee. They called it the day the gate spoke back. Recruits heard it during their first week, a story about a woman who didn't shout, didn't threaten, didn't demand respect. She earned it. New officers were warned, don't confuse silence with weakness. Trainers repeated her name when cadets lost humility. Remember Carter. Some claimed they had met her. Some said she trained the next generation of special forces. Others believed she disappeared into classified missions. Maya never corrected them. Years later, a young officer once asked her during a private session, "Ma'am, how did you stay calm that day?" She paused, then smiled. I remembered that character speaks before rank ever does. He wrote it down. That sentence now hangs in 3 training centers, because courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes it waits, and when the moment comes, it whispers truth so loudly that arrogance collapses. And her final lesson remains, respect isn't taken, it's revealed. If this story moved you, make sure to like this video, share it with someone who believes in quiet strength, and tell us in the comments what courage means to you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more powerful stories from Tales of Courage.